I used to think of Gran Canaria as just another package holiday destination, but after spending a week exploring this amazing island, I've realised how wrong I am. Let me show you the real Gran Canaria. I'm Ronnie, and my travel style can be a little intense. I like to see it all, do it all, and experience everything that a place has to offer. So if you're up for a really immersive travel experience, you're in the right place. Alright, let's be honest. Gran Canaria has a bit of a reputation for, well, let's just say predictable holidays. In this video, we're going to go around the entire island, exploring the rugged coastline, the stunning interior, and everything in between. Gran Canaria is a Spanish island and the third largest of the Canary Islands, situated off the coast of Africa in the Atlantic Ocean. The most popular resort on the island is the area of Maspalomas, and around 70% of visitors to the island only stay in this area. Now don't get me wrong, I like Maspalomas, but this time I wanted to try and find what else there was in Gran Canaria. We're going to kick off in Las Palmas, the island's capital. First up is Vegueta. This is the oldest part of Las Palmas, dating back to the 15th century.
Okay, check out this building behind me. Yeah, this is definitely not what I would think of when you're thinking of Gran Canaria.
The Casa de Colón is another must-see. It's said that Christopher Columbus stayed here before his voyages to the Americas. Vegueta is also a lively, vibrant place with cafes, restaurants, and a real buzz. Take some time to just wander around and soak up the atmosphere. Now for a complete change of pace, we're heading to Las Canteras, one of the best urban beaches in Europe. The long golden stretch of sand is protected by a natural reef, Barra, making it perfect for swimming and snorkeling. The promenade is always buzzing with activity, from early morning joggers to late night strollers. It's a great place to people watch, grab some food, or just relax and soak up the sun. Las Palmas is a city of contrasts, and a perfect introduction to the island. Leaving Las Canteras, we're going to head inland and slightly north to the town of Arucas. Arucas is a really nice town in northern Gran Canaria, home to around 38,000 people. It's best known for its impressive neo-Gothic church and its rum production. This is the Iglesia de San Juan Bautista, and it's often mistaken for a cathedral. Its neo-Gothic structure was built from local dark Arucas stone, and it dominates the town's skyline. Have a wander through the town centre, and you'll find a really vibrant atmosphere, with colourful buildings and plenty of places to eat and shop. The Parc Municipal is a real oasis. It's beautifully maintained, with a wide variety of plants, a cute little bandstand, and it's a really popular spot for locals to get together. I really enjoyed Arucas. It's a beautiful town with a relaxed, authentic atmosphere. Don't leave without a visit to Montaña de Arucas. Great views over the entire city and right across to Las Palmas. Our next stop is Teror, located just southeast of Arucas in the heart of Gran Canaria's green interior. This place is considered to be one of the prettiest towns in Gran Canaria. It's a place of pilgrimage, famous for its basilica, dedicated to the island's patron saint, the Virgin of the Pine. You can see a lot of traditional Canadian architecture here. Specifically, the town is known for its intricate wooden balconies. The main square, the Plaza de Nuestra Señora del Pino, is the heart of the town, and it's a great place to chill out and soak up the atmosphere. Teror feels like one of those places where time seems to just slow down a little. It's a perfect place to wander and experience authentic Canarian life, and a local specialty here that you have to try is the chorizo de Teror. And as you leave the town, stop off at the Mirador de la Vuelta de los Pájaros for a great view over the town and the green valley that it sits in. Our next stop is Punta Sardina, on Gran Canaria's stunning northwest coast. This is Faro de Punta Sardina. It's an active lighthouse guiding ships along this often turbulent coast. Just up from the lighthouse lies the small fishing village of Sardina del Norte. This part of Gran Canaria is all about raw natural beauty. As we continue south along the coast, we arrive in Agaete, a beautiful whitewashed town surrounded by enormous lush green mountains. Agaete's narrow streets climb up the side of the valley, giving you a great view over the town itself.
Pretty special, isn't it? Excuse the barking dog. I'm sure he's a cute dog. He's got a cute bark. You've got the town here, and then over in the distance, beyond the sea, obviously, you've got Tenerife.
This town just has a bit of a buzz to it. It feels lively, but not with tourists, mostly locals going about their business, catching up, grabbing a coffee. This place might be a contender for my favourite town in Gran Canaria. Just a 10-minute walk or 2-minute drive away is Puerto de las Nieves, Agaete's harbour and coastal village. Although it feels like a separate village, it's actually part of Agaete. It feels completely different here from Agaete town, even though they're so close. This is the place if you want to relax by the sea, enjoy the fresh air, and soak up the coastal atmosphere. Like many coastal villages, it's known for its fresh seafood, but I don't eat fish, so that's not for me. There used to be a rock formation here called El Dedo de Dios, or God's Finger. Ironically, and unfortunately, it was damaged in a storm. You can also catch a ferry here to Tenerife, but don't leave Gran Canaria just yet. Right, I'm officially relaxed. Puerto de las Nieves is definitely a great place to unwind, and I could have stayed here all day. I'm going to head further south now down the coast and make a couple of stops at some great viewpoints. Our first stop is at the Mirador Acceso Finca de Tierna. This spot gives you a fantastic perspective of the raw power of the Atlantic Ocean and the scale of those massive cliffs. Next up, and just a bit further south, is the famous Mirador del Balcón. This viewpoint has a glass-floored platform that hangs out over the edge of a cliff. From here you can see the zigzagging cliffs that are known as the Dragon's Tail. And we're continuing south towards La Aldea de San Nicolás. I stopped for a couple of nights and used it as a base to explore this more remote part of the island. The beach here, Playa de la Aldea, is beautiful, and it's got this cool little tunnel that takes you right through a cliff to a more secluded part of the beach. Leaving La Aldea, we're heading up into the mountains towards Tejeda. It's time for a serious road trip, taking on the GC 210 and the GC 606, a road known for being one of the most challenging and least travelled on the island.
Right, I've just stopped because I just need to show you what I've just driven up. I wouldn't describe it as a road, more like a track. Not a road I would recommend unless you're a reasonably confident driver and have a will to die.
I really didn't know what I was getting myself in for here.
We're about to go up here. So we're changing roads now. We're going on to the GC 606. We've came up, you can't really see because the switchback bit was over there. But my ears popped a couple of times. You can see the altitude change. I think we went over that bridge down there at some point. I have passed 2 cars now on this, probably the worst bit of the road so far. 2 cars. One of them seemed to be the road maintenance people who just gave me a friendly wave, so that was reassuring. They didn't stop and tell me, "What are you doing, you idiot tourist?" Idiot tourist I am. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this. It looks like the road's going to wrap around there. You can see it really is just a track. A little bit of a delay. Goat crossing. Okay, there's quite a lot of traffic on the road at the minute. These little goats. Okay, I genuinely feel like I'm on top of the world here. And yeah, I've driven from where that valley opens up down there. That's where I've came from. I really can't get far here without stopping. But you can see where we've came from, over there.
This was a pretty epic road trip. If you want to see more of it, I've got a full video of the journey on my channel. After that incredible drive, I arrived in the town of Tejeda, in the heart of Gran Canaria's mountains. Uno de los pueblos más bonitos de España. And what view do we get next to this sign? A petrol station. Beautiful. Tejeda is one of the highest villages in Gran Canaria, and it's famous for its almonds.
Probably the nicest thing about the village is the view.
While the original church that stood here was built much earlier, the current Iglesia de Nuestra Señora del Socorro dates back to the early 20th century.
Oh, there go the bells. What time is it? 6 minutes past 11. Of course, the 6 minutes past 11 bell.
Just a short walk from the centre is the neighbourhood of La Tosca, known for its traditional houses and its peaceful atmosphere. If you're coming to Gran Canaria, you've got to put Tejeda on your list. For another night back in La Aldea, it was time to hit the GC 200. This road hugs the cliffs and offers incredible views all the way to Puerto de Mogán. I made a quick stop at the Mirador de San Nicolás. What a great view. Depending on your timings, seeing it at sunset isn't half bad either. My next stop was a place called Charcos Azules, or Blue Pools, but don't expect to swim. Instead you can see these beautiful bluish grey cliffs, which really contrast with the darker volcanic rock.
Pretty cool. So we're here at the Mirador de Veneguera, a viewpoint overlooking the little village of Veneguera, which is just down there.
And this is the town of Mogán, a small, unassuming town sitting here in this valley. It's a world away from the hustle and bustle of the resorts, but just a few kilometres down the road, things are very different. Now, I know you're probably thinking, Puerto de Mogán, isn't that a bit touristy? And yeah, it is.
Simply the best played on the panpipes.
Puerto de Mogán, as we see it today, is largely the creation of one man, Rafael Puig Levina. In the 80s, he envisioned transforming what was a small fishing village into a unique and charming resort, taking inspiration from Mediterranean and Canarian architecture. I love the marina, the whitewashed buildings lined in colour, the beach is really nice. So yeah, it might be a bit touristy, but it's definitely worth a stop. And sticking with the theme, I'm going to head to another popular tourist spot, Anfi del Mar. So this is about as far from authentic Gran Canaria as you can get. It's a purpose-built resort, complete with a man-made beach with imported sand. But that sand is pretty spectacular. If you're lucky enough to catch it on a quiet day, then you can enjoy the beach all by yourself. I enjoyed Puerto de Mogán and Anfi, but now it's time for something more my style. I'm heading inland again to explore some more Canarian towns, starting with Agüimes. This town has a really nice, relaxed, peaceful atmosphere.
A lot of the bars and restaurants, this is the style of their signage. Brilliant. The church here is named after San Sebastian, the one that was killed by the Romans, shot by arrows and lived, but he was unclubbed to death. So, don't know. I think I'd take the arrows over the clubs.
It's a place to escape the busier parts of the island, experience a slower pace of life.
I think we'll go here and get a coffee. Nice place. Nice and quiet, chilled. Not a huge number of bars and restaurants, but there are some, pointing some of them out with the illustrated signage. I'm glad I came here.
My next stop is Ingenio, located just a few kilometres from Agüimes.
And here we are in Ingenio. We missed an opportunity there. They've made 4 picks. Should have left it at 3.
Full disclosure, I ended up in Ingenio because it's so close to the airport and I had some time to kill before my flight after checking out. Turns out it's one of the oldest municipalities in Gran Canaria, with its name coming from the sugarcane mills, or ingenios, that used to be here. And the church, the Iglesia de Nuestra Señora de la Candelaria, there's a mouthful, is definitely worth a look. Well, I survived the GC606, explored a bunch of random towns, and even managed to avoid most of the tourist traps. All in all, I'd call this Gran Canaria trip a success. Seriously though, this island is awesome, and I recommend checking it out for yourself and getting out of those resorts. You might be surprised at what you find. If you want to see more content like this, then please give this video a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, it really helps. Cheers, see you soon.